Hey guys, welcome back to Cheatham Street Relics. This is going to be a 2024. It's basically an update on the 1989 Ford Ranger GT. I'm not going to go too much into the history of these. I've got videos on, of course, I've got this one, and I've got an '88 Ranger GT as well. They actually made them in '86 and '87, but '88 and '89 had the body kit, the body cladding on it, sort of like what you would see on the Mustang GTs. But so I'm not going to go too much into the history. I've got videos of both of the trucks dating back 5-6 years plus. You can go back and watch those. But this is just a little update on it. It's the end of February 2024. The weather is getting actually pretty nice. It's been in the mid 60s to 70s, so been pretty nice weather the last couple of days. So I did get this one out today and drive it, and that's pretty much all I do with these little Rangers. I drive them locally, and again, this one to speak of is it's in very good condition mechanically. Again, go back some of the videos. I had a pretty thorough tune-up done on this one. Pretty much all the plugs, wires, top end gaskets. I actually did the rear main seal on this truck because it started leaking pretty good. So it's mechanically, engine wise, it's very reliable, very reliable. It does have the original 2.9 liter V6 engine. I'm not going to raise the hood on it today and show the engine. Again, I have some videos on this truck that probably do show and talk about the engine. But just a little quick walk around and an update video for 2024. Basically, I've had this truck, I'm going to say, gosh, 15 years or so. I was the third owner of this truck, the original owner of this truck, and where this truck was purchased new at was up in northern Illinois, pretty good ways north of Chicago, up in the top part of the state there. So I say that because when I got this truck, it had quite a bit of rust on the body. So what I did was I bought I think it was a 90 or 92 Ford Ranger. I bought a 90-92 Ford Ranger for parts. And so basically, real quick, originally when I got this truck, the original bed was rusted out, obviously where they typically rust, around the fender wells, above the fender wells. Both sides were rusted pretty good. The doors on this, the original doors on this truck were rusted. If you see that, there's that the body trim, the body kit I was talking about says Ranger GT below both doors, debossed into the kit there. But they didn't seal this trim very well from the factory, so it got water in behind it over the years. And these doors were just roached out, something awful. This one here was actually, I think I've got a video on it, showing the original doors, and you can see they were rusted, just completely gone behind the body cladding there, and then even up into here, there were holes all the way through the door. So obviously the doors have been replaced, the bed's been replaced. Actually, guys, I think the fenders are still original from best I can remember. It's been several years. The hood, I replaced the hood. Now, the hood that was on this truck was in pretty good condition. Had a little ding or two on the front lip of it, I think. This hood come off the donor truck, and it already had those little cheap AutoZone hood scoops on it. But what the heck? I like them. It kind of fits the truck. So I'm going to swap the hood and use that hood. I swapped one of the headlight assemblies, I think the passenger side, because it was damaged. I did replace the grill. The grill was busted, the original grill. And other than I said the bed and the tailgate, the original tailgate on this truck was completely roached out across the bottom. So this tailgate come off the donor truck. And it's not perfect. It's got a bed liner, Protecta bed liner that I threw in there, but you see down in there, the corner of that tailgate's got a pretty good hit on it. You can't really see it with that lip of that tailgate protector on there, so that kind of hides it a little bit. you notice it does have the blackout, the GTS blackout tail light covers. I've got a set of the GTS blackout headlight covers. I don't know if they may be behind the seat or they may be at home, but I leave them off. I'm getting older now, diabetic, so my eyesight's not that great. And these headlights are not great anyway. I really do need to upgrade to get the newer headlights. A lot of people now are going with the LED. If I do get new headlights, I'll probably just go back with these factory headlights. But you see, again, with age, they're pretty hazy. I don't know that they would even clean up at this point. This, like I said, guys, this is an '89 model truck, so I'm 30 years old. But they're in good condition. The lights are, all the lights are functional. They're not busted or cracked or anything like that. It does have the, I can't remember how you pronounce these, Marcel fog lights. These are the original fog lights that came on this truck. I had them working at one time. They're not working now. It's cool because if you can see in there, it's got that little, like, almost like a Batman logo. Very cool lights. Again, I had them working, had them wired up and working at one point, and they quit working. They're mounted in little metal boxes down there, and one of the boxes for sure was just roached out, and the back of the back casing of one of the fog lights, probably both of them, are rusted out so bad that you had to rig the bulb in there. Like I said, again, this thing comes with a door. So as far as the frame and underbody, again, it's got some rust. You can kind of peek in through here, maybe. You can see down there on the front end suspension. You know, it's a rusty old truck. Kind of see the springs and stuff in there. Shocks. There's the back of the little box where the fog lights are in. You can see that one there is in pretty good condition. One of the wires is pulled loose. That's probably one reason it doesn't work, but that box is in pretty good shape there. But again, it's got some, I won't say, some heavy surface rust on the frame. Nothing that's really dangerous. There's a shot of the leaf spring and the frame here in the back driver's side of the bed. That's, of course, the gas tank that you're looking at there. And I don't know if you can see in there, but that gas tank strap there is just about rusted completely in two. So that's kind of worrisome. It really needs some new gas tank straps. You see the frame is scaly rust, but it's not to the point where it's rusting in half or anything like that. So the airbag shock on it, which they don't work. So anyway, guys, it does have, what I'm saying is it does have some rust. And I noticed the other day the seat. I'll open the door and show you. I got a lot of junk in here. I went by my flea market booth today and worked on that. The interior of this truck, really, again, guys, for the age of it, the dash is just, it's really near perfect. I don't have any cracks or anything in the dash, and that's just, I'm still shocked at that, how good that dash is. All the trim and dash bezels and everything are in good shape. Steering wheel's in good shape. It's got the 60/40 split bench seat. It's in good shape, with the exception of the driver's side bolster there. It's worn out. The carpet in it actually is not bad. It will clean up. It's original blue carpet. It will clean up. The door cards are both good. It does have the power windows and power locks. That power window over there has not worked since I've owned the truck, and nobody rides over there, so it's just been one of those things that I had not been real concerned with. The driver's side door card, other than being a little bit dirty, it's in good shape. Nothing wrong with it. I don't know if you can see this or not here, guys. This blue, really not going to show up great, but that blue is the original color. It's like a metallic blue. I can't remember the exact name of it. That's the original color of the truck. That if I do get it painted, I'll go back with that original blue paint. It's you see a little bit of the glossiness of the paint there. It's a real pretty color blue. Some type of metallic color blue. It did have some surface rust there, as you can see. I mean, fairly solid. A little rust popping up there. The seat brackets down there are in bad shape, rusted. I noticed the other day the seat is, as you can see, it's kind of wobbly. So it's either my seat bracket where it bolts into the floor, it's just rusted in half, or worse than that, it could be that where it bolts into the floorboard, that the floor pan is rusted through. I haven't really got in there to look at it real good, but anyway, guys, at this point, you know, I'm keeping the truck. The truck will never be for sale. I still love the little truck, regardless of everything it's going to need. I'm going to keep it. Again, like I've said many times before, you know, they only made just over 700 of these trucks. This in 1989. Now in '88 they made just under 4,000, but I mean less than 800 of these trucks. I think 730 of these produced and sold in 1989. So very, very, very rare truck as far as production numbers go. But again, guys, it needs a lot, and I really want to get it done, and I've got the money to do it. It's not necessarily that, but I'm a bad procrastinator. And you know, a decent paint job these days, it's 2024. Decent paint job, you're looking at $4 or $5 grand on a decent paint job. If you can get one for that, I don't know. It's been years since I've checked on paint jobs, but you see, it's just the truck was primered, was stripped down and primered. The parts truck was black. Like I said, I showed you the original color of this truck was that real pretty metallic blue. So it's kind of primered like a black primer now. The body is relatively straight. Now you put some glossy paint on it, then you'll definitely notice it's going to have some waves in it. It's just, again, guys, it's over 30-year-old truck. It's not a perfect truck. I mean, I can even look down the side of this bed and see that it's a little wavy. It's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be a show truck. It's not going to be a trophy winner. I still am planning on getting it painted, but like I said, guys, you're looking at $4 or $5 grand to get a nice paint job on this truck. And like I said at the start of the video, mechanically, engine-wise, the truck runs great. I've kept it up and kept it maintenance. It runs good. Now, I don't take this truck on long trips. This is a local truck, a Sunday driver. Get it out in the evening when it's nice and tool around town in it, which we're in a very small town here. It's definitely not one that I'm taking on a trip or taking on vacation or anything like that. It's just a local Sunday driver is what I'll call it. Not to say that it wouldn't make it, you know, but again, you know, the most concerning thing is it's also going to need some front end suspension work. The front end suspension on this truck, and pretty much ever since I've had it, it's been a little sketchy, to say the least. It's just a little sketchy, and I've not really had it checked out. But you know how, guys, when you can tell when you're driving a vehicle, you can tell by how it feels and stuff, turning and going down the road. It really needs quite a bit of front end suspension work. Probably needs the whole front end, all the front end components replaced, and again, that can get pretty expensive just doing that as well. Like I said, look underneath, it's going to be some gas tank straps, which that's something I really need to look at. I don't want that gas tank coming down. That's one reason I don't keep it full of gas. I've never been one to keep one full of gas, but I don't ever keep this over half a tank. That's to keep the weight down on those rusted straps, for one thing. So, but I got the windows tinted. It's got I think it's 35% window tint on it. Got the Lund cab extender. That's called the fastback. They made the fastback and a raceback. The raceback was a little bit shaped a little different. I always liked the fastback. Lund, I don't even know if Lund is in business anymore. They definitely don't make those cab extenders anymore. I would love to find another one for my 88 Ranger. I just like the way they kind of step back. See, I like the way the cab extender looks on. A lot of people don't like them. They were real hot sellers back in the late 80s and in the 90s on the mini trucks. A lot of people had them. You can't hardly find them now. I mean, you can find them used, but I've been looking for a long time for one for these little box Rangers, and they're hard to find. I found one a guy had, and he said, "Yeah, man, it'll fit a Ranger," and blah blah blah. So I drove about an hour and got up there, and of course I took my other Ranger. I think my '88, took it up there and got it, and obviously right away I could tell it set it up there, and it was not for a Ranger. Turns out it was for a square body S10 or S15. I give the guy $50 for it. I went ahead and bought it. I think thinking maybe someday I'll run across somebody that's got an old square body S10 or something that maybe I can sell it to them for $100 and make $50 on it. But hadn't happened yet. It's still sitting in my garage. But so anybody's got one of those Lund cab extenders, that particular style, for a square body Ford Ranger 88, 89, I'm definitely interested. Look at that. I don't know if you've seen that wasp come out. It's February, and there's freaking red wasps out. We've got them terrible around here. I hate them things. You guys also notice the fin on the back of it, the spoiler, whatever you want to call it. We always call those a Texas tail. And honestly, the Texas tail that you're looking at and the cab extender came off a good friend of mine's Ford Ranger GT. He had a 1988 Ranger GT, medium scarlet red, which is one of the colors they came out in. They had a limited number of colors that they came out in. And his was medium scarlet red. This was back in the early 90s, back when I was in high school. He was a little older than me, so he was out of school then, but had that beautiful, beautiful GT Ranger, one of the nicest, coolest looking trucks around. I was fortunate enough to get to drive it quite a bit because we were good friends. But he wound up, what I understand, he wound up years later scrapping the truck out, which, God, I hate to hear that. I hate to even think about it to this day, but that cab extender and that Texas tail came off of his truck, so it got a little sentimental value, a sentimental history to it there. You can kind of still see the red paint on that thing, guys, where the black is chipped off of it. That was the original red paint come off his 88 Ranger GT back in the early 90s. So there you go, guys. It is what it is. It needs a paint job. It needs some extensive front end work, suspension work. Engine wise, it's good. Transmission wise, it shifts out fine. Now, ever since I've had it, and like I said, it's been probably 15 years, I won't say, not 20, 15 maybe. But the transmission's always had a little bit of a hard shift from first to second. Otherwise, guys, I mean, it will, and it don't jerk your neck back or head back or anything, but it's got a little bit of a hard shift from first to second. But it goes through the gears and shifts fine. I mean, so I'm kind of thinking maybe at some point the transmission might have been rebuilt at some point or something because of the way it shifts. But otherwise, guys, it is what it is, and I plan on keeping this truck and pass it down to my kids. Now, I don't know if they'll appreciate it as much as I do. I hope they do, but I've got two of them. I've got 3 boys, so one will get this truck, the other one will get the 88, and I've got a 94 Dodge Ram that you guys just love. Anytime I do a video on it, it gets a lot of views and comments, and one of my sons will probably get that. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching, and we will catch you on the next